So they're giving us all kind of big words and names this morning that we daily have to sift through. Yeah?
Oh my God.
So the quartile team that represented
Yeah.
in the National Business Model Competition created history by dethroning the Northern Caribbean University to win the 2018 edition. Join me now, our national coach Douglas Lindo, Marketing and International Relations student Kevon Martin, who is right there, and law student who I nearly called Shani, but his name is Shani Bennett. Good morning, everyone.
Good
morning.
Coach, let me start with you. As a national coach, this is a university team, so how are you involved?
Well, I work directly with the University of West Indies, but over the last 5 years, irrespective of the winners, whether it's NCU, UTEC, I've been asked to coach a national team at the international level.
Okay. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
So, you know, what's been important transition over the last few years in entrepreneurship and business education is a move away from business planning to business modeling. So out of an initiative between the Development Bank of Jamaica, the government, generally, the IADB, and the universities, a national business model competition was launched 5 years ago. And it invited, in the beginning, NCU, UTEC, and UE to get this program going. And over the last 5 years, we've impacted over 1,500 young student entrepreneurs.
How does it work? What do they do?
So as opposed to the typical business plan, which involves a lot of desk research, what it does is it asks the students to spend a lot more time validating market opportunities, getting outside of the building, and speaking to potential customers, and finding out not only where they're right, but also where they're wrong. So many times when businesses are launched, they're 10 degrees separated from the opportunity. Lots of money is spent, and then businesses fail. That's what contributes to one of the large statistics of business failure, is that you're 5 or 6 degrees separated away from what the real business opportunity is. So it teaches young people how to hit the mark.
Who owns the idea?
It's owned in terms of the student ideas. The students own the ideas, not the universities. The student owns, and that's a very important point to make.
I wanted to know.
Shani, who or what is quartile?
So quartile in a nutshell is research imagined differently. It is essentially a research management platform that facilitates peer-to-peer information exchange, that does market validation and legal validation for startups and entrepreneurs and small businesses.
Wow.
Shani? No, sir.
Shani, where is that?
That's what I go for. I said, Shani, I listen to you while I mess him sound good, but me lost. So tell me, break it down a little bit more for me in terms of peer-to-peer. So what happens? How does it work?
So how it works essentially is that we have a network of researchers, individuals who are connoisseurs in legal research, connoisseurs in market research, and then you'd ask us a question on our platform, quartile.com, and then that is broken down to someone who is best able to answer that question, and then that person gives you a response to that particular question that you can now use if you want to. Creditors who are asking you questions about your business model, bankers, funders, or even if you just want to know that information so you can make better business decisions. That's exactly what we do and help with.
And Kevon, you're a debate and a public speaker. So your role in all of this would be what?
My role is really to communicate the message of the business and making sure that persons do understand what it is, and doing a lot of the pitching and getting persons to buy into the idea in the first place.
All right, so the fact that you are winners, you did what? So how you beat everybody? What was the format that this took?
Well, we presented a 10-minute speech, and there was 5 minutes of Q&A. By the judges. So we had to present our business model canvas, what it was, what are some of the steps in the validation that we went through, what was wrong and what was right. And that's basically what we did. I think going into it, I was a bit nervous, but I just put aside the nerves and actually delivered the speech the best I could. And at the end of the day, we're declared the winners.
Okay. The fact that you are winners, was this just for the competition, or quartile is a business?
Quartile is a business because we've been working on this idea for over 2 years. Firstly, it was Research Aid Plus, and then we recognized we had to change the name because it wasn't easily recognizable. So we went to quartile and we went to St. Kitts to pitch this idea, and then we came back here to Jamaica and kept working on at it.
St. Kitts to pitch it. Why St. Kitts, Shani?
St. Kitts, because that was a part of Pitch It Caribbean, which is something funded by World Bank. So it was something that we saw an opportunity in terms of getting more validation, try to get other Caribbean entrepreneurs to understand whether or not they also had this type of customer pain. And at that time, it was garnered towards students in terms of we wanted to help students with their research. So it was the CXC and the CAPE students and the tertiary students. But then we realized from that pitching competition that it's actually entrepreneurs that actually want this product. For example, Mr. Prakash Rossman, who is an angel investor, he actually spent millions of US dollars trying to get Goya products into Jamaica and lost over 3.1 million US dollars. And when he came under the assumption that Jamaicans would prefer foreign produced goods over locally produced goods, and he said to us that if he had the market validation or the legal validation for that particular issue that he had, he wouldn't have invested and lost so much money. Just 2 weeks ago, the Observer headline was that the call centers feel scammed by our labor laws. And they're saying that if they had known that the labor laws were so disproportionately affecting employers, they would have carried their business elsewhere. So that means that if they got some type of legal validation from us as well in terms of what the labor laws are, in terms of the legal information, then they would have made a better business decision. Not saying that they wouldn't come here in the first place, but they would be safeguarded or structured it differently.
I have one question about Neville, but I will go off here. I'm going to put it on quartile and then they tell me why.
No, listen to her. Double-barreled question. Why the name quartile and the fact that your students, how much time do you spend in the business? And how difficult would that be for you?
So it is difficult balancing because law is a very intensive degree program, but because it is essentially a part of research, it's a part of my life and my passion, I legit spend all of my extra time or time available in using this, and I try to, you know.
So what's quartile?
All right, so originally when we had Research 8+, we developed a product called Quick Query. And then we realized that we needed to change the name of the business, and Shania came up with quartile. Reason being query and tell.
Coach, the fact that they've already won, your role now is to what?
Is to prepare them for the international competition, because it's and they've done a fantastic job. And I would say, Neville, across the board, what's important about this program is that the capacity of our young people is clearly evident, whether NCU, UWI, Edna Manley, or UTEC. They are prepared to compete at the international level, and I think what you'd appreciate is going from Manning Cup to the World Cup.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so that's exactly what we're doing, you know, preparing them and fine-tuning their approach.
What kind of research have you done on the opponents, and how comfortable are you with where we are now?
Well, because we've participated at the international level for the last 5 years, and I've actually sat as a judge at the international competition the last 3 years. I have a very good understanding of, you know, what are the triggers, what we look for in terms of succeeding. In fact, our team from NCU last year finished in the top 5.
Nice.
So we have a track record of success here.
And these gentlemen
what we're going to do is
have gone to the World Debate Championships and they've finished.
In other words, only does chat plenty. Only does enough, no.
You see me telling them, we're going querying pan
We have to go. Good luck. Congrats and good luck. And good to see you, Coach.
Right, of course. And you know, I just have to give a shout out to all our partners. It is one of those interesting successes of where academia meets private sector, meets government. You know, it's just been going really well.
When is the international competition?
May 9th to 11th.
Where?
In Utah.
When we in US dollars, don't? Why you like?
Hopefully.
Don't play with me and I'll find you, know. Good to see you and good luck.
Thanks for having us.
Douglas Lindo.
Thank you very much.
And from UA Marketing and International Relations student Kevon Martin, and law student who should be Shani but is Shania, Shania Bennett.
The talk turns to economic growth after the break, so please stay with us.